Good?
Yeah. Yes. Turn the opposite way now.
Good turn.
Yep.
Just a heads up, his mom's sick, so he's really concerned about keeping space. Just so you know. Good, going to come to a stop. Excellent. So if you take him for a walk, is that how he walks the entire walk, or?
Not the entire walk. We'll just do like, honestly, first half of it, we'll do it like just straight up training, and then I'll just say, okay. And then he'll just kind of wander off and kind of half the walk. The training, half the walk is just kind of fun.
Okay. How long is your walk for?
At least 30 minutes. Sometimes we'll go for like 45 an hour if it's nice out. Yeah.
Okay, I'd reverse it.
Yeah.
I'd start off with the free time if you're going to do half and half, and end with structure.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Or let's say you do an hour and you want to do half and half. I'd do 15 minutes of structure. That middle half an hour free. Last 15 minutes structure.
Just because we thought we'll do that for sure, but it's more like work and then reward.
Right. So the reason why we're flipping it, because that's a very common thought process, is the last thing he's going to remember is the reward, and behaviorally, it's gonna. Because I remember friendly guy, but just like would pull and like see a dog and want to greet the dog. Is that correct? Yeah. So you're wanting to end with structure because behaviorally that's what helps them. Okay. The beginning and the end are the most important. The middle is just whatever. Right. So like in music, if you end strong, but it's just like the shitty middle, like everybody remembers the end.
Right.
Okay. So same thing for obedience. So my personal preference is 80% work and 20% play. Right. If you want to do half and half, totally cool with it. That's my suggestion. Is beginning structure, middle fun, end structure. Okay. Otherwise, at the end of the day, your dog. You know, okay. But yeah, the more you use the obedience, the better he gets. Okay. Are you? Because most people's concept is, I have a good dog. I only need to control in these moments. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But that's like, but if you're not regularly employing it, a majority of the time, then it's like when you do need it to work, you're going to actually be less likely to have success. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because you're only using it sporadically, like only when I need it, right? But then it becomes, it's being practiced infrequently, that it's not as reliable as opposed to if you practice it more often. That's why I do 80% work to 20% work. Okay? And I get it, because everybody has the same thought process. If I have a good dog, you know, they're not bad, they're not aggressive, I just need control in these little moments.
Right.
And I'll tell them, well, you can't have leniency and then only control in little tiny moments, because you have to be using it regularly for it to be meaningful for the dog. Okay? So all that looked good though. Definitely understands the structure. So when you are employing it and you go for a walk, is he spot on?
Usually, like just like what you saw would be like a training session.
Okay, cool. So if you went on a 1 hour walk and for the 30 minutes that you're employing that heel, he looks like that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's very good. Okay.
That was some fun shit.
He'll lag a little bit, start lagging more, but
Sure.
it's kind of like, you know, click it again. Kind of tell me.
With the lagging, is it further into the walk? Is it really hot? Just being lazy?
He's been lagging because of the weather, but I think the first week we started doing this, second week, it's more just kind of like, I'm lazy, I don't want to do this type of deal.
Gotcha.
But we'd still, you know, click him, kind of tell him
Thumbs up. And what's his number, babe?
we started 23.
23? And then what do you end at? Because you have to go up.
He's going up as high as 60.
Okay?
Yeah, when he like sees a dog that doesn't like it, the highest I got was like
60, 80? Okay.
68. Sorry.
68. Okay, what about yourself?
My highest, like 40.
Okay. So we know who the softie is. Okay. And you said when he saw a dog he didn't like? Okay. So does he become reactive or what happens?
He doesn't like Bernese pound dogs. specifically. It's weird. But...
You should have brought him by earlier. You had a Bernese.
Oh yeah, we actually saw him walking by and he kind of stayed quiet, so I was surprised.
Do you ever have one that you're training that he can maybe like
We'll start barking, like jumping.
Interesting.
He just hates Bernese. We think it's like a big Bernese like surprised him when he was a puppy just out of the corner and like scared the shit out of him.
Sure.
But since then, it's no other dog but Bernese has its weird.
Oh, that's racist.
seriously.
Dog can be racist.
So, okay. So when you go to the 68 or whatever, you're doing that to correct the behavior, which is correct. Does he stop?
Yeah, so it's like a weird situation because I think that he stops in the moment and then he'll like correct himself and be like, oh, but wait, I was mad about that. So then he'll sit there for like 2 minutes and then the dog will like kind of like out of the corner of his eye because we're always on the opposite side of the street. I don't walk him near those dogs. And so I'll be on the opposite side of the street, the dog will cross in front of us and that's when he goes crazy. And then correct him and then the dog goes to cross another street and he sees it and then he goes crazy again. So it's just
We don't know if we're actually applying it correctly, but it's using it to try to
No, yeah, you're
get his
doing
attention off.
the correct thing technically. So you see the dog initially, you jacked it up, you settle him to an extent, but he's still kind of edgy, right? Then he sees the dog across the street again, and then he blows up again. You correct him again. Are you moving in this process?
So yes and no. It depends on. I've been like truly just doing it off of like where the dog goes because he's just. It's hard sometimes for me to control him because he's so much bigger now than when he was a puppy. So
Sure.
if he's like pulling me too hard, a lot of times like instead of staying on like our straight normal walking path, I'll just go left and like cut through the rest of the neighborhood and avoid it completely.
And he's like jumping with all of his strength.
Sure.
So it's like, honestly, it's like fighting, clucking, and trying to like, it's not like he'll heal right away either because he's so pent up already.
Yeah. So in that sense, you're going into behavior mode.
Yeah.
So the theory when we deal with, did he have this reactivity when I first saw you guys?
He did, but we never like mentioned it. We just
Okay.
kind of looped it in with
I
his-
didn't remember there being reactivity, but okay.
I don't think it was also as pertinent as it's been lately because we're not outside as much anymore. Not going to the dog
Right,
park,
more
just like
quarantine.
yeah. Most of the time when I walk him, we just go for runs. Like I'm not walking.
Sure.
So I think yeah.
Okay, so when you do the runs, which he's fine on,
Yeah.
he's going faster. So when you do the walks, you're important. So the easiest way to handle this reactivity is actually by stepping aside and having him sit beside you. Okay. Trainers will argue this and say like, no, because the dog's stress levels are going to go up and this and that. Whatever, right? I'm going to say, yeah, that's true. However, when you turn a corner and then there's just a dog or a Bernese out of nowhere, it's going to happen, right? So when you put yourself in this situation and making it quote unquote worse, that's true, but if you can shut them down at worst, then everything else is easy. Does that make sense? Yeah. So the other reason for that I step aside is have the dog sit is much easier to have him keep him de-escalated than when you're moving. Okay. So reactivity, in my theory, because it is a moving behavior, plunging and barking, and walking towards a moving behavior, you're already 20% there. That is very easy to just shoot into reactivity. Correct. But if I'm stationary and I've promoted him to put his butt down, right, and I can shorten the leash, so now he's only got 6 inches, that if he does lunge, he's not going to bring me down with him. It's to my advantage physically. And now I can watch him, his entire body language. I can see his ears, I can see his eyes, I can see his hackles, I can see his tail, I can see the shoulders and the chest, right? So in the moment I see the ears perk up, boom, right? Whereas when you're walking, you focus on walking, you focus on the dog approaching, and then you're trying to watch him, you have all these things working at once, that it works to his advantage and how it works, okay? So all you would do is, you see the dog, I step aside, so the sidewalk, the curb, I get as far as I can, shorten the leash, and just watch, okay? And to my peripherals, I'm watching this, okay? Because sometimes, like, you might get burners are typically super, laid back and chill, right? Yeah. That the owner might just be walking like this, like, oh,
One our neighborhood, he walks it off.
walk them off their own shit. And like this one is he's so like dirty, I want to say. He just like comes and like pounces up to Bailey, and Bailey goes 0 to 100, and the owner is 2 blocks back, and he's like, oh, he's friendly, and we're like, okay, but ours isn't.
Yeah.
Our dog will fuck our dog up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I have my own approach on that.
You know, we're just like, come on.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, that's a good to let him say.
you know, but if the dog's off leash, that's different. Okay. So if it's a controlled dog, that's the approach that I use.
Yeah.
Okay. If it's an off-leash dog, in his world, you know, like you said, you're like, he's going to defend himself, right?
Yeah.
So for whatever reason, he's like, I need to be reactive. What people don't see is that can escalate to something bigger, right? So what if that dog then retaliates?
Yeah.
Now you get him and that dog in a big fight, right? And then people try to break it up, and then the people get bit.
Yeah.
And then the dogs are bit, and then it's hospital to end up bit, right? So, me personally, if we're approached by an off-leash dog, if I need to, I'll kick the shit out of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Reason being is, for example, I had a client whose dog has been attacked 3 times by off-leash dogs. Okay, 3 times in the span of 2 years. That is stupid.
Yeah.
Okay, her dog attacked by other dogs, and she's the one stuck with the dog. You know, so I think of it that way. And someone might say, "Oh, my dog's friendly." Like, it doesn't matter. One, there's off-leash dogs. Your dog is not supposed to be off-leash. If your dog bites that dog, you're not liable. They are. Okay, because your dog was on leash. If it's the other way around, then you're liable. Okay. He's gonna blow up. You know. You're like, hey, yeah, I had to kick the shit out of your dog to get to keep it back off, but it's better than my dog biting your dog, right? Like, logically, what do you want to happen? A foot to the chest or a bite around the neck?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm really kind of quote unquote passionate about that because people don't respect other people's space. You know what I mean?
Well, and that's the issue that we've been having because we've lived with the people like live whatever 4 block houses down. They know us. They know that Bailey doesn't like him, and the staff just treat him like an asshole.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be a bigger asshole.
Like, and we just like don't know what to do because Bailey is like a reactive dog, and we know that okay, whatever, he doesn't like the dog.
Sure.
But you keep walking your dog off leash around our dog, and we're just like,
Yes.
We don't want to make him seem like a crazy bad dog. He's a good dog, but just Bernice is kryptonite. It's just weird.
No, I get it, right? So, but that's why if, like you said, you've been there for so long, and this keeps happening, clearly your neighbor's an asshole.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, well, I'm going to be a bigger asshole if I need to,
yeah,
right? Because at the end of the day, if he calls the police, I'm going to tell him, off each dog, my dog started being reactive. I did this to back his dog off so nothing could happen.
Yeah.
yeah.
Right? Who's going to win that argument?
No, we really do appreciate your opinion because we've been kind of going a little bit crazy about
Oh
it.
yeah, we always talk to street dogs just to like.
Yeah, because you're nice people, right? But at the same time, it's your neighborhood as well, and you shouldn't have to, you know, like, it's mutual. So, like, let's say I had my dog off leash, right? My dog's off leash trained, and if I see someone that looks uncomfortable, like, I'll just clip them up just to be respectful, give a little bit of space, we pass them up, I'm clear, I take my dog's off leash. But at the same time, I don't let my dogs run up to people's dogs either.
Yeah.
You know, there's etiquette there. You know what I'm saying? So, and for him, for Bailey, this actually, like, the reason why dogs go into defense, and we have an off-leash dog right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. An off-leash dog, he's looking to control the situation. So if you don't handle it, he's going to, right? So then by you stepping in, he sees that and goes, oh crap, like I don't always have to blow up because that'll blow up for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you don't have to be mean about it. Like right here, I don't know if you saw Bree. Like I gave a hissing sound and then Bree went and placed herself in the middle between you and that corner, right? That was to put confrontation in case the dog decided to move towards you, she would back him off, okay? So it's the same concept, and I had that happen. I was walking with my client 2 weeks ago because she just moved here, her dog's super reactive, she's super anxious. And we're literally like half a block from her car, and the dog comes running straight for us off leash, right? And I heard the owner calling, so I assumed the dog was charging towards us, and I just turned around and I did a Caesar lawn hiss, and I just came in, and the dog put the brakes on and turned tail and ran away. Okay? Because they're not expecting that to happen. They're caught off guard, right? So if you ever have an off-leash dog charging you, most people go to this.
Yeah.
The moment you do that or turn, you've now triggered that dog. Now they're like, I got you, right? But if you just turn and confront by stopping and yelling, right? A lot of times you catch them off guard, that they'll put the brakes on. And then when I walk away facing them. So if I have to retreat, I don't retreat like this, I retreat like this. Because they're not going to want to move forward with forward body language because they know you'll just come in. But as soon as you give your back, they're going to take advantage of it. Okay? Now, if they're with their owner, which is the exception, like the Bernese, I would say is most likely not going to help. Because he's not coming at you in any intensity. He's just friendly and dopey. Right? So then when you try to do it to them, they're like, but I'm you know, because I'm the owner of friendly, right? That's where physicality comes in. Okay? And I had a lady's pit bull at a park attack my Chihuahua. She was like 40, 60 pounds. My Chihuahua was 8 pounds. Lady just took her dog, pulled him away, didn't say sorry, didn't ask if my dog was okay, none of that stuff. Just picked up her dog off my Chihuahua and walked away. And I was with the client, by the way, in the session. So I was like, all right. So I was keeping an eye on that dog. Sure enough, 10 minutes later, he tried to come back, but I saw it, and I went to approach, and I intercepted right in the middle. And when the dog went to lunge, I punted him right in the chest. And the dog went, right? Jumped back like 2 feet. The owner comes up. I'm like, really? Your 60-pound dog attacked my 8-pound Chihuahua. You didn't say sorry, you didn't acknowledge me. You want to come barking at me about this BS? Right? And she's taking pictures and stuff. I'm like, all right, put my phone out. Here we go. I can do that too, right? But people are afraid to step in. Right? Like, yes, not everybody's going to understand. I've corrected other dogs, and people said, oh, what did you do? And I said, well, I did this because I saw this happening. Oh, okay, sorry. You know, like, there's people that are understanding, and they'll go, okay, we get it, whatever. But then you're going to get people that are not, right? At the end of the day, your responsibility is mainly safety, right? Like, just like if you're a kid, right? If your kid's at the park and you say, kid bullying them, are you just going to let the kid keep bullying your kid? You know what I mean? So that's how I view it. You know, and if I have a client's dog, I treat that client's dog like it was my own dog, and I would protect them just like I would protect my own dog. Okay? So you're very nice people, but at the same time, don't be afraid to, you know, be confrontational when needed. You're not being mean. This has been going on for a while. Because your neighbor hasn't learned a lesson. I think it's about time to do it. In my opinion. Okay? Very good.
Yeah, you can see he doesn't have a problem with other like off-leash dogs.
Yeah, right. Now, in the bigger scope, right, let's say in regards to that reactive moment, right, it's a very small moment in your time at Bailey. Is technically or theoretically, that's where more disciplined action comes into play. Okay? Because if you're going to disagree with them in that moment, which you can, you're saying your behavior is unacceptable and I understand you don't like that burner, but still you can't do that behavior. If you're half his buddy and half his authority figure, you're not going to win that fight. Does that make sense? You have to be more authority figure than you are buddy. In order, because he's going to think like, I don't like this dog and I'm lunging and barking, and now you want me to stop the behavior? Why should I? If half the time you're my buddy. See that? Like I don't tell my friends what to do. They're my friends, right? But I can tell my employees what to do. My employees, right? I'm an authority figure, I'm a boss, I'm an employer, right? It's the same thing with Bailey, okay? So keep that in mind, you know, when you're doing your structure and stuff, more discipline is better. Makes those moments, those tiny moments, much easier to address, okay? And I deal with reactive dogs all the time, okay? I have one coming right after you guys, okay? It's normal. I understand you want the best for Bailey, but the best for Bailey is structure, discipline, firm guidance. And then he earns that freedom as a reward for his good behavior. Okay? Questions about that stuff?
No.
I know we went over place command, we did the heel looks good. Anything in particular you're looking to work on right now?
I think our end goal is just kind of to have him off leash if dog parks, enables him to do that. And when he does get super excited with dogs, like say nip too hard and kind of play rough.
Sure.
Some owners aren't familiar with that or just aren't comfortable with that.
Sure.
We want to be able to like tone it down and call him back off of it. But right now it's just tunnel vision. Once he's in that like excitement mode, it's just.
You guys happen to have a long leash?
We don't. We have like a 15-footer maybe.
Okay. Today, go on Amazon. 30 feet is like the perfect length. Yep. $8-12. Okay. Nothing expensive.
We did have one, but we didn't have any use for it, so we donated it.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah, 30 feet. Okay.
30 feet, and that's where that'll allow us to start doing recall stuff. I have one with us if you want to start it, but you know, a couple people have touched it. So.
Sure.
No, I don't. But I watch him in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
You have hand sensors, right?
In the car.
We're comfortable with it.
It's in my car.
Okay. All right. You're comfortable?
Yeah.
Right. So right here on the side of my backpack, you can see the long line.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Do you care if that leash gets dirty? No? Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to clip that leash to his collar where the leash is currently hooked to as well. So he's going to have 2 leashes on. All right. Who's going to do the first batch of recallers?
Actually, do you mind if I take it off? Our leash?
I'll instruct you guys. Okay. So you're going to be working together.
Oh, okay.
So one person will be near Bailey holding the leash by the collar, and the other person's going to be at the end of the leash. So you're going to do the recall, right? Or Simon?
She's going to do the recall.
Okay, so then you want to be on the end of the handle, and Simon's going to be with Bailey.
I'm just going to take all this.
Sit. You're not yelling at me. That's so long.
I know. You will have that. Yep. Hey, wait. And what I'll have you do is go ahead and switch to just holding his collar for a couple of meters. His flat collar.
Oh, the kids?
Yeah, and you can drop the leash. Good. Now what you're going to do is, you're fine right there, is when you hit the end of the leash, I'm going to have you start to reel in a little bit. And it's easiest, are you left-handed or right-handed? Right-handed. So I typically have the remote in my hand with the leash here, and then with my right hand, I'm feeding it through like this. Does that make sense? So rest the leash over your hand, left hand. Yep, and then grab the handle and pull it through a little bit, like that, and then you're gonna put your remote in your left hand, okay? So when Bailey's moving towards you, you're gonna wanna reel in the leash. So this allows you to just reel it and throw it on the ground, okay? And then once he gets close to you, you can then just grasp it. So what we're gonna do is, this is very like coordination heavy, okay? So you're gonna start tapping, and you're gonna be moving back, and you're gonna tug on Bailey's collar, and Bailey's gonna leave Simon and start moving towards you. When he's moving towards you, that's when you're reeling in the leash, okay? Just as short as it comes towards you. If it comes to you, the boy prays, and we're not gonna worry about anything else. We're trying to use the taps. We're not saying Bailey come. You're tapping, you're pulling back, he walks towards you, you start reeling in the leash, he comes here, good boy, and you try again. Questions? And I'll coach you through it, right? So go ahead and feel right, so right there, you're going to make contact with your collar, right? So you're going to start tapping, and you're going to start moving back, tap, tap, back, tap, 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 back, tap, 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 and tap, 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 back, tap, 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 good, back, tap, tap, feel it.
You gotta pull the leash quicker.
Tap, tap, back, tap, 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 tap. Right there, wait. We'll take this for now. What's your number?
58.
58? Let's go to 70. You did not look phased by 58.
Okay.
Okay? No, it looks good. I think you got it correct. I think you're just too distracted. Okay? Break. Try it again.
How about
Everybody. Should she be pulling the leash quicker?
As he's moving towards her. Yeah, so as he's moving
There's
towards you.
so much swag.
Yeah, I know.
Bailey, come here. Wait.
I'll have you ankle hold it that way. So there you go. Good. And tap, tap, back, tap.
Should she be saying?
Not yet. Yep. Really. Now good. Now wait right there. So you see he's far, right? So turn the face like this. And move back. Tap, tap, tap. Wait right there. Tap. Good. And break. And break. Let's go 278.
You want to switch sides? There's a... No, you can go back up this way. So you can,
Oh, I guess so, yeah.
like looking at it. Wait.
And tap, 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 back, tap, tap, tap. Good. Now wait right there. Good, great. Right. That was better. You're trying to move now.
Yeah.
Straight side. He's not phased by it.
Yeah, wait.
Tap.
I'm sorry.
That's all that.
Oh! Okay.
Dip it down. Let's go to 25. Did you get the bumpy one or the constant? Okay. 25.
I don't think it was making contact.
It was. I saw it twice. Tap.
Really?
Tap. Back. Release. Tap. Tap. Good. Wait right there. And praise. Good boy. Great. Try one more. So now that you're putting pressure for him to come to you, he's going to be less inclined to just leave. Okay, so go ahead and walk forward towards that.
Good boy, buddy.
Good. Now here, don't pull your leash. I'm going to have you tap first. Yeah. No contact. 35. Yeah. There it is. Back, tap, tap, back, tap, tap, back, tap, back, tap, tap, back, tap, tap. Good. There you go. Leash. Good. Right there. Good. And praise. Good. Just want to swap handlers?
Diana, over here.
Our breaker's okay, not pretty.
So you're going to do the same thing then?
Yep.
So what we're doing here is people say like, why don't you call the dog, right? Is let's say you called Simon, you called Bailey, and he came running to you, it doesn't give you the opportunity to use the remote, right? So I do the remote first, make sure that the dog's responding to it, and then I start to layer in the work. Okay? When you're ready, yeah.
I'm stepping steadily. No.
Right, now the moment Bailey starts moving towards you, you stop there.
Okay.
All right, so if you hear me say tap, if I stop saying the word tap, then you can assume that you're pressing it. Tap, 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 tap. Good, and back. Good, wait right there. Right. Okay, great. Very good. And I'm going to have you tap before the pull. Okay. Tap, 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 tap.
Fish right this way.
No, you're fine. Tap, tap.
Put 35.
You're what?
We'll go for 35.
Tap, 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 tap. You're 35 now?
40.
40. Tap, tap. There he goes. Tap, tap, tap. Now start to move back. Tap, 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 tap. Good. And move back a couple steps. 1, 2, 3. That's good. Great. Okay, break. Yeah, good one. We're gonna do 3 more. Right, so do my, there you go. So once the dog starts to get savvy to the exercise, you'll see them like prematurely start going back, so that's when you step on the leash and grab the collar. Okay?
Is this 30 foot?
Yes. Go ahead. Tap, good. Back, tap, good. And hold right there. Good. Raise. And release.
Okay.
More.
Okay.
Come on. Go.
Go. Go. Go. Go. Go.
Come on, bud. Come on. Forward. There you go. Good. Ready? Yeah. Tap. Tap. Back. Good. Right there. Great. Last one.
Come on.
Good boy, bud.
Ready? Tap. Tap. Back. Good. Right there. Right. Now, let him rest for a second. So, you see how he's having hesitancy with leaving your side now, right? This is when he starts to get off-leash stuff. So most people, they let the dog go off-leash and dogs just go. With the recall and him hovering around you, that's what eliminates the, is my dog going to run away? For no reason. You know, like, he's not going to go chase the squirrel for no reason, or anything like that, unless you give a permission to. The problem is, in the beginning, you start to get this, like let's say you take him off leash and you want him to go, but you've been doing this, he might hesitate. And you're moving, okay? It's a problem, it's a good problem, because that's what prevents him from running off randomly in the first place, okay? But then you get to build confidence. So here, all we're doing is building the foundation for the recall exercise, okay? This is not realistic, right? Like, this is not going to be your Bailey waiting for you to call him. He's going to be doing something, right? But we're doing this to teach him that when he feels that tap, it means to come to you, and we're teaching him the context. So like when you're walking, it means to heel. When he sees the place bed, it means to go to his bed and not move. In this case, it means when I'm 30 feet away, you come to me. Okay? Do we have any questions so far? So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and start layering in the word come. Everything stays the same, except you're going to say Bailey come, and then remoting and moving back. Okay? The moving back part is very important. It's what gives Bailey something to attach to. So typically when people call their dogs, they're stationary. And the dog looks at them, they're like, what? Right? Nothing's happening. So when you're moving back, it draws him to you. Okay, that's why it's very important. And you're gonna do this forever, whenever you call Bailey. Bailey come, and you'll always do this. Right? So like, let's say you're in a setting where he doesn't hear you, and you tap him, and he looks at you. He didn't hear you, but he sees you doing this. That's his visual cue of, I need to return. Okay? So we want to make sure we always practice that. I do that with my dogs to this day. They've been off-leash trained like 8 years. I'll still call them and I'll still move back. Okay? Questions? All right, so let's go ahead and get set up.
Oh, I should have his leash.
Yeah, you should try yeah. Now, when you call him, if he starts moving towards you, you're still going to remote. Okay? You're still going to remote for that Bailey come tap, and if he's moving towards you, you're fine. Okay, but every time you will remote him. Okay? You ready? Back, tap, tap. Yep, good. Hold right there. Good, great. Good. Good, quick. When you're ready,
Bailey come.
tap, back, tap, tap, good. And wait right there. Good, great. Boy.
I'm so sorry I stepped on your tail. Yeah. Wait.
All right, Bailey, come.
Good. Walk back. Good. Right away right there. That's good. And boy. Good. 2 more, then we'll swap. 2 more, then we'll swap.
Go, Bailey.
He's like, this looks like a trap.
Yeah.
I know.
Bailey, come.
Tap, back. Good. Yep. And hold right there. And raise. And a boy. Back. Okay, last one, swap.
Bill.
You're calling me.
Bill.
Go, bud.
Bill.
He's like, I can't trust Dad anymore.
Come on.
What's your number?
There, bud.
Bill.
Go.
Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Good boy. Good job. I know. Off.
Bailey, come.
Yeah. Back. There it is. Good, good. That was a good one. Very good. Hold right there. Attaboy. Good praise. Excellent. And let's swap. Correct. You'll say basal come, and then follow through with the tap and lead the back.
Come. Here.
That's good. And hold right there. Good boy. And release. 4 more.
Bailey, come here. Come here, buddy. Bailey. Come on. Like, I don't like this game. Bailey, come here. Here, sit down. Wait. Thank you.
Bailey. Come here.
Go.
Tap. 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 Good. Wait right there. Good. And praise.
Bailey, come here, bud. Come here, buddy. Hi. Come here, buddy. Good boy. Sit. Good boy. Wow.
Bailey. Come here.
Tap back. Good. Good. 2 more.
Bailey. Hey, come here. Come here. Come on. Come here.
Okay.
Hey.
Good. Tap back. Good. Sweet. Trust you. Good. And last one.
Come here, bud. Come on, Bailey. Good boy.
Bailey. Come here.
Tap.
Bailey.
Tap. 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 Yep. Back tap. You got it. You got it. Tap. Good. Wait right there. Good. And a boy. Very good. So, making this realistic. Let's say it was just like you're set up here, long leash, Bailey, you guys remote, right?
Yeah.
How do you feel like you could? What could you do to make this more realistic with just what you have right now?
More realistic.
Yeah.
I think silently dropping the lead. I don't know. I feel like you said not moving.
Two move, yeah, not move, right.
Maybe not have this physical leash.
So that would be like end goal.
Okay.
But for as you're training for end goal, what do you think would be like the next logical thing to do? Because right now you're both stationary.
Oh, moving?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So let's say Alyssa has the remote, you take Bailey by the collar and you start walking away with Bailey or running away with Bailey, but you still have the long leash. Right? So then as you're moving away with him, she calls him, so she's calling him as he's moving away from her. Okay, so typically when people use the recall, or when they need to use the recall, if the dog's chasing something, dog's going away, running towards the street, it's usually away motion. So I try to recreate that by, if I have two handlers, one takes the dog, starts running off, while the other person at some point calls them and moves back until the dog leaves that person and returns. Okay? And that's if you have a very stale environment, right? If he's got play drive, does he like squirrels, rabbits, or anything? He does?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So use that to your advantage, okay? So I go to the park, I put the long leash on, I hold onto the handle, I find a tree with squirrels, okay? Look at the squirrels, right? But make sure you're within the 30 feet so he doesn't pop you, right? He goes and he's having a ball, right? The longer he does that, the more disconnected he gets from you, okay? So then maybe I let him do that for 2 minutes. Get my collar, Bailey come, pop, bump it, pop, right? Because he's really tightened now. And so eventually he leaves the squirrels and it runs to you, your boy, praise, wait. Are you gonna go back? But that's gonna be probably his first response, right? It's okay, I did it, here I go. If I see that happen, I don't call him again. I just start remoting and moving back again. Okay? So I'm teaching him, when I call you, you don't leave me until I release you. I wait again, test his patience. Okay, go at it, boom. He goes back to the squirrels again. So you have a reward and you have a realistic context or distraction to use to practice, okay? You do want to be mindful that you don't practice this a million times because then he's not going to want to leave you, okay? So if you're working with each other, you can drill this out as much as you want because you can force it, right? If you're working solo or if you're working in a more realistic context like that one, you want to do it more infrequently, okay? So if I go to the park and I'm going to hang out with Bailey for 30 minutes, I put the long leash on him and I might meander for those 30 minutes and I'll call him once at the very end, right? Then the next day I might call him 3 times in 30 minutes, then 1 time, and then 2 times, right? I'm changing it up every day we go to practice because I don't want him to think, oh, we're just going to that park and we're going to practice this a million times, okay? If you do see some hesitancy, like you saw today, it's normal. Okay, it's good in my book because it means he's being cautious. It's not just a free-for-all anymore. Okay, that's what prevents your dog from running away. If you notice he's being too cautious, then what I do is I slap the long leash on him and I start going to the park with no structure. And I keep doing that every day and I forget about the recall until he gets comfortable enough that you start to see him go back to his old self, right? But then again, I don't call him right away. I do that a little bit longer, build that comfort. And then one day, Bailey comes. Oh, comes to you, the boy, praise him, go. And I ignore him for the rest of the time. Okay, so it's a balance between comfort and control. Recall usually takes people the longest because it requires you to go somewhere, hop on the long leash, take some time, practice a few reps, leash it back up, short leash, walk back home. Okay, so my suggestion is whenever you go, bring the long leash with you. Just so that maybe it wasn't in the books, but you come across a nice open area to practice, you do so, okay? There's more to this, but this is the first chunk of it so that you can start practicing and getting that down, okay? Progressing to off-leash control, which is what you're wanting, right, is building off of this. Right? Being able to call your dog back is like one of the most important things. And then we start tailoring other stuff towards off-leash play or stuff. Okay? Questions?
Yeah, so I had asked Maria about
Oh, sure. Yeah.
do you think that this is a candidate for it? We were just like talking and assuming maybe with like just how distracted he gets, how rough he likes to play, like maybe us learning how to correct it when we are walking with you. Like, do you think that would be a good fit?
Just because we know that the first walk, he's going to just want to play with every dog on the walk.
Sure. Yeah.
Be structured correctly.
Sure. If that's how he is, then yes, right? You learn how to structure it more. The other thing would be, just on your normal walks, adding more structure as well. In terms of in the dog park stuff, because we don't do any socialization, that is something, I mean, have you guys been in the dog park recently? I'll just say no, right? Yeah. So what I would do is I would put that on the back burner because it's not going to be anytime soon, okay? And let's say you complete the program and you want to save a class or two so that we can go to the dog park when things are cleared up and stuff, more than happy to do that, okay? Otherwise, you have your Zoom sessions, right? So we can do all this stuff, get this all down, because the dog park stuff is actually very simple. Okay, it's very simple. So that can even be done over Zoom. So you can complete your program, and then when you're like ready for the park stuff, you're like, hey Jesse, can we schedule that Zoom? Absolutely. This is how you go about it. So you can do either or. You can save a class, save a couple of classes. They don't expire. You know, we'll just make a note of it. But once you're ready, just get in contact with us. We'll set that up.
Okay.
Or you have your Zoom session.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, you're more than welcome to join. It's every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. We meet over here by Diversity Inner Lake Shore by the golfing range.
Yeah.
There's like a big statue there.
Yeah.
And we meet at the John Peter Altgeld Monument. Like, yeah, that's what it's called. So if you type it up, it'll point you to
Right
it.
over there.
Yeah. You're more than welcome to join. And then, are you on? Do you guys follow us on social media? You do? Cool. So, the morning of, if it's bad weather or if I'm not feeling well or anything, by 7:30, I post if it's canceled or not.
Okay.
This way, it saves everybody a track.
Yeah.
Okay?
Cool.
But yeah, you're more than welcome to join. It's free. Come to one, come to all of them, come to them. Give me the option.
Yeah, we just kind of wanted to give it a shot and like see.
Do you conduct the walks as well?
I'm there.
Oh, okay.
I'm there. Bree's been accompanying me. So like today we had a newbie and they wanted some insight on stuff. So I help them out and things like that. If you have questions and maybe you see some stuff, maybe you see reactivity, maybe a burger, right? Great place.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
We've not seen a burner, but not to say that we won't because I've trained a few.
Is there just like a few of us able to go on it?
It really depends. Like the most we've ever had is 12, and that's like a couple of times. This year we've had 3 so far. The first one was 3 people, the next one was 4, and this one today I think was like 4 or 5.
That's great.
Yeah. There's plenty of space for us to social distance and everything like that. And then if you need help, I try to remember to bring my mask.
Okay.
But I'll aid you as best I can if you have any questions.
Yeah.
So, okay. Yeah.
Alright, we'll see you next week and we'll work on this stuff.
For sure. And if you have any questions, just shoot me an email. Okay? It's good to see you guys. Sorry to hear about your mother.
Yeah.